2.5D Dimensional Seduction. My friends, I think I really need to have, or I think I really need to stop having expectations going into anime, especially ones that I haven't seen before. Because this is now the second anime this week, Failure Frame, I'm looking at you for this one, that I've had high expectations for, and it's kind of been a little bit of a letdown. Now, unlike the other show, which was a hot steaming pile of garbage, this one is actually pretty good, but it did let me down still. I will say that there were moments where I laughed. There were moments where I was highly entertained. And I think that's how I always look at episodes, especially first episodes, is like, what was my enjoyment level through the episode? And for me, this premiere episode was kind of up and down. Because here's kind of, I think my basis for this show is I was kind of expecting like My Dress Up Darling. Because this is very similar to that, right? The only difference is this character is, the main character is very much an otaku, as opposed to My Dress Up Darling, where the main character there had his own specific hobby and interest, but they didn't really align with like manga and anime and stuff. Whereas opposed to this one, this dude is like the only manga club person, which makes no sense because you need so many members to have a club. But hey, we're not going to talk about that right now. But regardless, like that's kind of the difference here. And I will say this because I'm going to probably poo-poo a little bit on it. I will say, though, by and large, I do think that I did enjoy the episode. And I do think I'm going to watch more of it because I think there's a lot of potential here. But I was expecting a 8 out of 10, you know, maybe a little stronger. And I got like a 6, maybe 7, but like a really strong 6.5 out of 10. Again, not bad, you know, just kind of like my expectations were kind of wacky. So let me explain it to you and listen to everything. And then you can go type the hate in the comments because you're like, oh, I love it. I love the source material. It's the best. Sometimes, you know, really great source material just doesn't adapt well. I have zero familiarity with the source, whether it's manga or light novel, wherever this comes from, I have no idea. I read the synopsis, I watched the trailer. You guys can go check out my summer videos where I'm like, you know, trying to figure out what I'm gonna watch. That's it. That's as much as I knew about it, and I was like, okay, this sounds really great. I can tell that the pacing is effed and it's off in this show. Everything happened too quick. From the characters being introduced to us to the first, you know, pics being taken on the phone, they happen too quick. Now, I do want to recognize and I understand that the girl, which Amase or something like that, Amarisa, something like that, whatever her name, Ririsa, Jesus Christ, it's gonna, Ririsa, I do want to recognize that her, you know, she has had her eyes on this Akamura kid, okay? So she has, at some point in school, passed by the room, and she's seen that this kid has a really high, you know, he loves this Lily character or whatever. So I want to recognize that she has had her eyes on him, okay? But the thing is like, it's the first day of people joining clubs, and he's there just watching anime on his own. No problem. She comes in to join this club, you know, because again, she's had her eye on it. And we quickly move through them looking at, like, you know, action figures or, you know, whatever, and talking about this Lily character for a couple of minutes, and then him showing her the DVD or OVA or whatever that they're watching, this, you know, the anime show. And they do like bond for a second, but they just met each other, you know, an hour ago or whatever. And she immediately divulges information to him that per her, not me, like you know, speculating. She tells us that she's never told anybody about her cosplay stuff before. So she tells him all about the cosplay, and she basically tells him her deepest, darkest secrets. and she undresses in front of him to do all this stuff. Okay, so everything moves very quickly. Unlike in My Dress Up Darling, right? You had the initial episode, and then you had him, you had the character kind of like seeing the popular girl from afar away. You had her stumbling upon him, doing his sewing stuff, and, her telling him that she's really into cosplay. And it took like a few episodes, maybe like 3 episodes, maybe 4 or something like that, to finally build up to the first cosplay that they're partnering. And I feel like this one, we got all of that within this one episode. So we got potentially 2 or 3 episodes of them building a friendship and relationship really, really quickly. And I was like, whoa, I can even tell things are moving way too fast. And hey, you guys, for those who may have read this before or whatever, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I highly doubt, and I could be wrong again, I highly doubt it moved this quickly in the manga or light novel. Again, wherever this came from, web novel, whatever it was. If it did, then, so color me surprised. But yeah, I'd be very surprised to hear that. And I just feel like it moved too quickly. And it moved from, okay, they met each other. She joined the club. She got declothed and started cosplaying. And he went from, I only like 2D girls or whatever, I only like this fictional girl, to maybe I like 2.5D girls. And then that's where the name of the show comes from. Because he sees her dress up as his favorite character. And he's like, oh, son of a, did I just fall in love kind of thing. And I think all of that kind of moved too quick too, because if you have this character who is really rooted in their, mental love for these fictional characters, which I've never quite understood. Again, I'm not from Japan. The friends I've had who are, they've all been female. So I mean, I guess maybe that's not a good gauge. But the folks that I've met, I've never met anybody, who is that otaku. You know what I mean? Like that much into so into the hobby that they don't see real people. I don't know. I've never met anybody like that in my life. So that's a little hard to wrap around. But that, if I imagine he's a gift box and it's just a ton of wrapping of, real girls don't exist, you would think it would take a couple episodes to kind of unravel that and kind of shake that faith. But again, it felt like it moved really quick. And I hope that my thought process that I'm trying to convey, I'm hoping that's making it across, and just say that everything just happened too quick. His realization that maybe I do like real girls and titties. I think that should be a 2 or 3 episode. It should be elongated. It shouldn't have happened so quick. And same thing for her, catching feels and catching feelings of, he's stronger than he looks kind of thing. I think that's cute. Don't get me wrong. I think that's cute, and I think it's gonna do boons for the show. And maybe that means that they'll fall in love and romance will happen faster. I hope. At least that's my hope. But even that, it's like, oh, I feel like those feelings needed a couple episodes to really burn in. And it just kind of hit us in the face in that one episode. I feel like everything hit us in the face in that one episode. So my overall assessment is, 6.5 out of 10. My expectation going in was 8.5 out of 10, much stronger. With that kind of basis point of a similar show who's done a similar thing before. It doesn't mean I want to blanket every show that comes, off of that. But, these types of cosplay, MC, these types of anime, there's not like we get a ton of them. So I only have a really one point of reference for that before. And that's one of my favorite anime ever. And I wasn't expecting that. I was just expecting slower burn, a little better pacing, just easing us into learning about these characters and easing us into their relationship. But it kind of happened too fast. And I think that's my biggest nitpick. So anyways, I talked a lot. I'm interested to hear you guys' thoughts. I know that there's a few of you who were really excited going into this new season, specifically for this show. And hopefully you guys don't drag me too hard in the comments, but I definitely want to hear your real feedback, because I gather or garner that a few of you may disagree with me, and I'm really interested to see on what you guys say. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the comments. I'll see you guys next week for the next episode. This is one I think I'm going to stick with. I just would have liked to see a different episode 1, if that makes sense. So anyways, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.